welcome to this video. Today I'm going to show you how to quickly make some pancakes in Dreams. So the first thing you want to do is get a filled donut and then kind of squish it with the stretch tool and kind of place it in the middle of the scene like this. And then once you have it in place, what you want to do is get another kind of donut, but change the blend amount and then subtract some bubbles into the cake. So what I use is a surface snap to keep all of the bubbles attached to the surface of the pancake and just kind of place a lot of it around to simulate the kind of bubbles kind of popping when it's on the pan. And then adding onto the cake just minor details and imperfections, and to simulate like how the bubbles kind of reform on the pan. And then I just duplicate the base to add some thickness, and that's the pancake. Then after that, add some color with the spray. So I go with a kind of yellowy brown kind of color, and then to make it look like it's been fried on a pan, I use a cylinder, turn off the surface snap, and then just lightly just tap on the top of the pancake, just lightly, so that you get a nice kind of variation between like the brown and like the lighter kind of color underneath. And then to bring out some of the bubbles, I go back in with like a white kind of spray paint and kind of bring out areas where the pan kind of missed when it's frying on the pan. Then to make it look realistic, I then change it, make it more waxy, and to make it look like it's been on like an oily pan, I just make it more shiny. And the key to photorealism is to change the lighting. So I've adjusted the lights with a sun and sky gadget and gave it a neutral kind of color. And also changed the ground to make it more neutral. Changed the neatness of the flecks. Then I searched the Dreamiverse for a plate and just placed it into the scene and put the pancake on top. I then adjusted it with like the detail tool to make it more high fidelity. It was looking flat, so I've added some lights, a 3-point lighting system to give it, as a start, to give it more dimension, readjusted some of the materials to suit the lighting condition. And to make it more detailed, I played around with the impasto, changed up the flex with the style tool. So changed it from square flex to circle flex, adjusted the secondary color on the object. Then what I do is select it, duplicate it, and then convert it to a painting and kind of just overlay the painting on top of the sculpture, and then change the painting properties to a different kind of material to blend and merge the two textures together. And then I duplicated the sculpt again, but kind of shifted it to the side a bit to add more texture to the sides. Then I grouped it and then made some more pancakes by cloning it, and then just shifted it to the side a little bit. And the key thing to making it look like nice is just tweaking the materials and also tweaking some of the lighting. and also using a grade and effect gadget to change up the mood and the atmosphere. And again, it's just like tweaking the lighting a bit to bring out the highlights on the sides. I then added a camera, adjusted the focus, and then went back and deleted some details that were distracting because I just wanted to focus on the top. Added some more light to bring out the details on top of the pancake and just tweaking it so that you get a nice surface on top. And also, I tweaked the sun and sky gadget to get an ambient kind of occlusion between like the stacks, so you get a soft shadow between the lines. And then I just adjusted the lighting a bit more to give more highlights on the side again, and to kind of make it feel like the light is scattering. For the butter, I used a curved rounded cube and then used a sphere with a blender mount and subtracted it to make it a bit more uneven. And then I adjusted the color to be more yellow, the shininess a bit more shiny and a bit more waxy, and that gives like a buttery kind of texture and material. And then just tweaks the composition a bit. And then I go back, adjusted the grade effects a little bit to make it feel more grounded and realistic. And I find the glitch VHS effect really effective in simulating like realism, just because it gives a bit more post effect to the render. For the blueberry, it's just a sphere with another sphere with a blender mount subtracting into it, so the blender mount is really small. And then I used a cylinder as a surface for the blueberry skin. So I used surface snap, kind of create a triangle on this cylinder to create like the skin for the blueberry opening, and then just duplicated the skin around the opening of the blueberry, around 5 or 6, just around the perimeter of that circle on top. And then the next step is adding a bit more detail, just the same way I did with the pancake. I duplicated the sculpt, converted it to a painting, and then just grouped everything together and kind of changed it all to like a dark kind of blue. And then just copied the hex code across like the painting to make it feel more like a blueberry. So the painting is slightly lighter than the dark blue to give like that matte kind of texture that a blueberry has. And that's pretty much the blueberry. And then what I do is duplicate a whole bunch on top of the pancake with the movable turned on. And the movable just gives physics, so then it's a lot easier to place the blueberries around with the collidable and the physics and the movable turned on. So then it's just like interacting with real kind of blueberries. For the raspberry, it's kind of similar to the blueberry, but with a kaleidoscope under the guides. I just use the kaleidoscope to kind of create the raspberry like this. And then instead of blue, it's red, like a pink kind of waxy, shiny, kind of red to give like the translucent effect of a raspberry. Duplicated it, converted to a painting, and then overlaid the painting on top for more texture, and then slightly adjusted the painting to give more variety to the raspberry. And it takes a bit of tweaking to get it right. Then, just like the blueberry, I turned on the movable and just duplicated it while the scene is playing in real time. And it just uses gravity to kind of aid in the placement. And then what I do is move everything slightly, turn off the movable, and then tweak it so that it's more presentable and more pretty looking. And to bring out the details on the fruit, what you can do is add more lights to highlight the sides of the fruit. So that's what I'm doing here. And just tweaking the lighting a bit to bring out more details and make it more interesting. Now, the right side of the plate felt empty, so I added some more blueberries by using the movable technique, and also added a raspberry on the side just to fill in that kind of empty space. And what you want to do as well is vary the sizes of the blueberries and raspberries. So scaling some smaller than the other makes it feel less duplicated. And then it's just tweaking some of the colors, like the butter here. I wanted it to feel more yellow and rich. So it's just adjusting the butter and just tweaking the positioning of the fruits to bring out more detail, and repositioning the camera for like the best kind of angle. For the strawberry, it's a bit more complicated, a bit more steps involved, but I used a sphere with a high soft blend amount and then cut it with a cube, like so, just like a knife slicing through a strawberry. And then I used another sphere to add like the edges like this, cropped out the top part for like the stem area. And then for strawberry, the key thing is making it really waxy for like a subsurface scattering effect. And there's some extra steps that you got to do for strawberry, like spray paint like the middle of it, and also add in like the seed kind of texture. And then what you do is add a light to highlight parts of the strawberry, and that's how you can do like a strawberry. But the one that I did like for the final piece, it's a bit more detailed and there's more steps to making the strawberry, but overall those were like the steps that I did to achieve like these pancakes and dreams. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.